So instead of filming really fun content like that's on my to-do list of things that you'd rather see, I think I'm going to tell you guys a really fun story that happened to me just yesterday. So a lot of you don't know about my luggage struggles, which is because I haven't posted the reel of content of stuff about my luggage struggles. But anyways, the airport broke my Pelican. They replaced it with a equal or lesser value type. Anyways, and it's like $400 new bag now. I've only used it once. I came back from a trip to Savannah, and I am waiting at the baggage carousel at the end. I'm tired. I had like a 6 a.m. flight. I was like maybe a little bit hungover from my last night in Savannah, hanging out with my band. And so I see my bag come out, I watch it go halfway around, and then I look back at my phone because of course I'm like doom scrolling. This is the worst week in the world, so why wouldn't I like torture myself by really enmeshing myself in some of the worst content on the planet? And then I look up about 15 seconds later and all of a sudden my bag's not there, and I'm like, this is weird. Maybe I got too involved in Instagram and it went right by me, so you should just wait until it circles around. So then I wait like 2 or 3 circles, and I'm following the same duff bag around to make sure that I'm watching a full and complete cycle. And now all of a sudden the crowds are gone. Everybody has their bags, and there's only like 5 pieces of luggage that keep coming around, and I start to panic. And I run over to the American Airlines office and I say, someone stole my bag. And they say, did you see someone take it? And I was like, no, but I saw my bag, and then all of a sudden my bag never showed up on my side of the carousel, and everybody's gone now. And I start, like, my heart's palpitating. I have like a lightsaber that I've been swallowing that cost like a fortune. I have like all of my swords in there. Like, we're talking a couple $1,000s worth of irreplaceable, really work specific things that are in my suitcase that if they get lost, I've kind of ruined the next couple of months, or at least put myself in a huge hole that'll cost me a fortune to recover, to get out of, to go back to work. And oh good, we have company. So I start panicking a whole lot, and like I immediately am like, oh my god, because I think our first thought is to think something happened, something bad, something negative. Oh, I've been the victim of a crime. So I'm talking to this lady who's incredibly patient, but also seeing that I'm like this close to like breaking down and losing my shit, whether it's like a bad one or like just a crying one. And she's like writing stuff up, trying to find it. She sees, oh, I do see your bag arrived. And so I run out and I'm like, listen, you keep doing whatever you're doing. I couldn't just stay there and wait. So I run out, I see everything in the baggage area, I'm looking at everybody's bags, I run over to the Starbucks, and then I start canvassing the outside where people are waiting for rides. And I get out there, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my god, there's this elderly gentleman who is just sitting on a bench smoking a ciggy, waiting to get picked up. And I walk over and I'm like, dude, that's my bag. And he was like, no, it's not. And I was like, yes, it is, dude. And I hold the tag up and I'm like, this ain't your name. And he was like, what? And he was like, on the side of the bag, it says this and this and this. And I was like, no, it doesn't. And I turned it around. And so I'm like, I'm taking this back, dude. I know exactly where your bag is. It's over there at the American Airlines area. And he was like, well, they brought me out here in a wheelchair, so I can't really walk out there and go get it. And I was like, so you have to realize at this point, my anger level was up to here, because I thought that like somebody had stolen my bag. I thought somebody was out to get me. Somebody had done something really awful. And none of that was the case at all. It was just some old dude in a wheelchair, and the American Airlines person, you know, instead of checking the tag to make sure it had their name, the old guy, probably with his bad vision or not paying attention, was like, yeah, that's my bag over there. They believed him. They took it off and dumped him out front. And so then I wound up bringing his bag back out to him, but boy, was I mad. And it turns out I was not the victim of a crime. Not everything is as bad as it seems, and not everybody is really rotten. Sometimes mistakes just happen. And I hope that that's a message that we can all take to heart this week as we have noticed some uglier things about other people around us. I hope that we realize that nobody is the worst thing that they've ever done in their life. And yeah, bad people are still bad. I'm not saying anything other than that, but sometimes things are just a mistake.